When you truly know yourself, your values, your purpose, your strengths, you no longer seek external validation or you don't worry about how others perceive you. You move with confidence, clarity, and impact. This episode is a hug for every woman listening, especially for my Black sisters, the Black women who are listening. I see you. I feel you. I am you. We're tired. I know you're tired. See, if the world has been testing us, job loss, bills due, leadership in disarray, but guess what? We're still here. And we're not just surviving, we're strategizing, we're shifting, and we're showing up for ourselves and each other. And I want you to know that we will be all right. See, Giovanni said, you must know who you are, you must know what you believe, and you must know that you are enough. So today, I want you to know you are enough. We are starting a series that I am excited for you to hear, and it's called Women of Influence. I told you a couple episodes back about this special series that I plan to do, and I started thinking about this and preparing for this last year because I realized the weight of what was occurring in the world, what was going on, and especially after the election here in the U.S., I knew that it was important that our voices were heard, that women who influence their community, their families, the jobs that they go to, the roles they play, they needed to share their stories. And I wanted to be a part of sharing those stories in this time, in this season. So the women you'll hear on this podcast, these are women of influence. They don't just know who they are, they own it. And we're just a week away from this series beginning. And I'm excited because I know that there will be some transformation that will take place. There will be some healing that will occur from these interviews, from these stories you will hear from these women. And I want this episode to be an episode that prepares you for what's ahead. These episodes are about standing boldly in our truth as women, navigating setbacks with courage and balancing our ambition with our well-being. The world is changing, so we must as well. And let's be honest, it's uncomfortable. Change isn't something that is easy to do, easy to understand, easy to navigate, but that is exactly what we must do as women. The economy is shifting, people are losing jobs, and uncertainty is everywhere. But you know what's not uncertain? Our power. Our power as women is as certain as it's ever been. This week, I attended the Atlanta Black Chamber's women's event, and the energy in the room was electric. Yes, women are frustrated, but we also know how to strategize. We also know how to support each other, and we know how to strengthen each other. We know the weight that we carry, but we also know our resilience. See, we are in a Harriet Tubman movement. This is not the time to retreat. This is the time for us to step into a season of boldness where we take action, just like Harriet Tubman didn't wait for permission. We have to take those steps and we have to move just like she moved. We have to strategize just like she strategized, and she led so many people to safety. So now it's our time. It's our time to do the same, and not just for ourselves, but for generations to come, for generations that are watching us. In this event that I attended, we didn't just talk about the stress of these last few weeks, we acknowledged it, we felt it, but we didn't let exhaustion define us. And that's the energy I want to bring to you today. So how do we actually do that? We have to be courageous and brave, and we have to dig deep. We've never been in this situation before. But even with fear, and even when we may hear and feel the fear whispering to us that we should sit down and sit it out, we must rise. We must continue to come together, and we don't need to suffer in silence. It's time for us to lean in and lean on each other. We have to acknowledge that we rise together. So in this event, it was beautiful because we took the time to share and to acknowledge what we all are experiencing, and then also to lift up each other. And that's the type of action we need right now. We cannot afford to wait for someone or some perfect time for us to take action, because the time is now. So you may say, how do we actually move forward right now? How do we find the strength to keep going when it seems like so many things are so uncertain? I think the first thing we do is acknowledge that we can't do it alone. We can't do it in silos. We have to come together like we did at this event, and like we will continue to do with more events to come in our church groups, in our women's groups, in whatever groups we have together. Maybe you create a group in your community, but we have to take action now. We can't shrink under pressure. We know we are enough. It's not the time to shrink. It's time for us to step into the version of ourselves that knows we are enough. We have to be able to navigate setbacks boldly. We've all faced setbacks. Maybe you didn't hit that goal. Maybe life threw you a curveball. Perhaps you're questioning your next move. All of us are dealing with our own set of challenges and obstacles, but that is okay. The test isn't really whether we fall, it's whether we get up and how we get up. Here's what I want you to remember, and this is exactly what I am reminding myself daily. Setbacks are lessons. They're not losses. Every challenge is here to teach us something. It's up to us to understand that we will get through these storms, but we must pay attention. We must realize what is occurring. We must understand that this is a fight, and it requires us to be present in order to win. So we can't bow out of this. We have to be engaged. Also, our patience is our power. Patience isn't just waiting. It's keeping a good attitude while we're waiting. We have to be strategic, and we have to be clear, and we have to believe in ourselves. So it's staying grounded in believing that what's for you will not miss you. Now is not the time to feel despair. Now is the time to get with the people that can help you on your journey. We have to be able to balance our ambition and our well-being. We are out here securing our bag, building our brands, and leading movements. But we must take care of ourselves, ladies. We can't pour from an empty cup. And I can tell you, this is something I definitely have to continue to remind myself of. We have to take care of ourselves. And then we have to own our voice and our power. So as we enter this Women of Influence series, I want you to own your power. No more dimming your light. No more apologizing for taking up space, and no more waiting for the perfect time to go after what you truly want, because the time is now. This series will bring you women doing just that, owning their truth, standing firm in their beliefs, and moving forward, even in uncertainty. Because that's what influence is about. It's about impact, it's about courage, and it's about refusing to be silent. I want you to answer these questions for yourself. Who are you? What do you believe? Do you know you are enough? Because you have to define this for yourself in this time. It's time for you to walk boldly, but don't walk alone. Let's walk together on this journey. We got this, sis. The world is chaotic, but we have what we need for this moment. Let's step into it with courage, strategy, and unshakable belief that we are enough. Get ready for the Women of Influence series. It will inspire, it will challenge, and equip you to step boldly into your next season. Keep striving, believing, and always chasing your 90-day wins. I want to keep this conversation going as we go through the series of Women of Influence. I want to hear from you. I want you to tell me how you are owning your power in this season. Let's talk. Send me an email and tell me how you are owning your power today. Let's win together. Women of Influence. Remember, you are enough, and it's time for you to walk boldly and be the light in this season.